Alright guys, today we're going to talk about the fourth part of speech that we haven't covered yet. We've covered noun, verb, adjective, so now we are on adverb. And they really are like a brother to adjectives, which we just covered, and you'll see how in a moment. An adverb is similar to an adjective because it is a describing word, but adverbs modify verbs. They also can modify an adjective, or they modify other adverbs. If you remember, adjectives just modify nouns and pronouns. Adverbs modify verbs. Adverbs modify actions. Adjectives modify things or people. Adverbs can tell you how something happened, when it happened, where it happened, or how often it happened. And most adverbs end in ly. Alright, so here's an example. Let's take these four sentences about a bell ringing. Could be during the school day. The first sentence says the bell rang loudly. Loudly is an adverb. It tells you how the bell rang, because the bell could have rang quietly or another way. The second sentence, the bell rang today. Today would be the adverb, because it's telling you when the bell rang. Could say the bell rang yesterday. The bell rang 5 minutes ago. Something like that. And rang is obviously a verb in all of these sentences. So loudly, today are modifying that verb. And the third one, the bell rang downstairs. Downstairs would be the adverb because it's telling you where the bell rang. The last one, the bell rang often. Often is the adverb telling you how often the bell rang. So you got to find the verbs before you can find the adverbs in the sentence. Now, like adjectives, adverbs have the same forms: positive, comparative, superlative. The positive form is the simplest form of the adverb. So the word fast can be used as an adverb. If you were comparing two people, Joe is faster than Bill, or Joe ran faster than Bill. The superlative form, Joe ran the fastest out of everyone in his class. Positive, comparative, superlative. Remember, we're adding er or est. Now, this works for short adverbs that don't end in ly. The ly adverbs have a different rule. The rule for positive, comparative, superlative for the adverbs that do end in ly is you add more and most, just like we do for the longer adjectives. So if we take the positive form, the adverb slowly, he talked slowly. If we're talking about two people, Bill talked more slowly than Jake. The superlative, three or more, John talked most slowly of all the kids in his class. So we're leaving the slowly the same and adding more and most depending on what form we're using. Alright, so let's get some quick practice in. On your paper, I've given you four adverbs, four words that can modify verbs: quick, recently, long, energetically, in the positive form. So in a second, pause the video, write down the comparative and the superlative for each one. When you're done, restart the video, check your answers. Alright, if you're ready, here we go. So for the adverb quick, you add quicker or quickest. For recently, you should be adding more and most before that to make it comparative and superlative. For long, longer, longest, and energetically, more energetically, and most energetically. So if you missed any of those, make sure you're following the rules: er, est for the short adverbs, more and most for the ly adverbs. That's really about it for learning about what an adverb does, but we need to practice finding them. So for this first exercise, I want you to write down these two sentences and circle the verb in the sentence. Circle the verb in the sentence, and then underline any adverb that describes that verb. So take a second, write these down, circle the verb, underline the adverb, and then restart the video. Alright, if you're ready, here we go. The first sentence: Mr. Hayden clearly told the class to quietly walk down the dark hallway. The verbs in the sentence are told and walk. They're actions. I can clearly tell you to do something. I told you to quietly walk. If you chose dark, dark is describing the hallway. The hallway is a noun, so dark is not an adverb. If we look at the second sentence, my gym locker smells horrible because of the stinky socks that I quickly sweated through yesterday. The verbs smells and sweated, those are the actions. Horrible describes what the gym locker smells like. Quickly describes how fast I sweated through the socks. Stinky is describing the socks. Socks are a noun, so stinky is an adjective. So if you messed up a little bit on those, figure out how to correct those mistakes, and then move on to the next part. Alright, for this next exercise, it's pretty much the same thing, except instead of finding the verbs and the adverbs, I simply just want you to find the adverbs in these three sentences. So pause it. You can even just write down the adverbs instead of writing down the whole sentence. That's okay. Pause it, find the adverbs, then continue. Alright, if you're ready, here we go. Adverbs. Together is describing how the kids are skating. Loudly is describing how Mike snored. In this last one, I kind of tricked you. There's not an adverb in the sentence. A, huge, candy, creamy, peanut, fluffy. Those are all adjectives. There are not any adverbs in the sentence. There are no words that describe the verbs. Now, if we took the verb ate in the sentence, and we said Mr. Domaris quickly ate, then quickly would be the adverb. But the way the sentence is written, there are no adverbs. Alright, for one final practice, I've given you three sentences, and I want you to write down whether the word that's underlined in the sentence is an adjective or an adverb. So, this should just take a second, write down on your piece of paper, adjective or adverb, then continue. Alright, if you're ready, here we go. Adjective or adverb. Three Carter Middle School students went to the media center to quickly check out books. Three is an adjective. If I wanted you to find an adverb, you would probably go for quickly. When they returned, they quietly returned to their seats. Quietly is describing how they returned. Returned is a verb, so quietly is an adverb. Now, this third one might have been a little bit more difficult. After class, they quickly thanked Mr. Hayden for being very awesome. Awesome is a noun. It's a thing. It's an idea. So very is describing how awesome I am, so very is an adjective. Alright, so that's it for adverbs. In closing, here's what you need to do and prepare for. You need to have your packet of adverbs done by February 3rd. That should give you a couple weeks to do it. That's a Monday. Today is the 17th, so that gives you just over 2 weeks, because there's going to be a quiz over adverbs on the 3rd. Now, at this point, we'll have covered the first 4 parts of speech. There will be a quiz over all 4 on Valentine's Day, February 14th. I'm giving you the quiz on Valentine's Day because I love you. So you're going to have a quiz over nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs on February 14th. There will be a review, and there will be a packet and a video given to you before then. So after we do adverbs, get ready because you're going to have to remember all of them. If you've been doing the videos, if you've been doing the homework, it really shouldn't be that difficult. So if you have any questions, ask Mr. Hayden. Otherwise, get started on your packet.